Hello and welcome to the Talk with Vanessa Family Series in partnership with Bella Niger. I'm excited to have you be a part of today's episode, and I have missed you plenty. So over the week, I got a few messages, emails from people asking several questions. As a matter of fact, this family series is about to take that turn because I got a lot of suggestions from people to begin to address people's issues as they come. So I pick up when I see an email and I see a situation that needs to be addressed, I use that to make a video. I hope that works for you. So today I'm just going to go very quickly and read this one of the mails that I got over the week, and it goes as follows. Dear Vanessa, I saw your vlog on sex and I think you might be able to help me answer a few questions. I discovered a few months into my marriage that my husband is addicted to pornography and masturbation. I caught him masturbating one day. I came home unannounced. It's been difficult connecting with him sexually, and our marriage will be only 3 in December. My friends don't feel like there's anything wrong with it, and in fact, they say I should be thankful that it's masturbation, not with another woman. I feel like he's cheating on me though, but what do you advise? My question is, how do I build true intimacy with my husband and stop him from this addiction? I always feel like I'm competing with porn stars in his head because he finds it difficult to come during sex with me. Like 3 out of 7 times we have sex. In fact, I don't look forward to having sex with him because I feel very disconnected, more like a labor of love. This person has quite a sense of humor. Okay. He feels sorry, but it's not changing anything. What do you advise? Okay. Let's start with the first things first. You said your friends don't think there's anything wrong with pornography or masturbation, or that you should be thankful that it isn't another woman. First of all, let me appreciate you for taking the courage to send me this mail, because I'm sure that this must have been eating you up. I understand the complexities around having a partner who has a sexual addiction of some sort. But your mail did not say specifically to what extent his fantasies has grown. Now, there are several levels of this addiction, and trust me, pornography and masturbation has destroyed a lot of marriages. I'm going to break down the levels to you. I will give you advice in some, and the others you may need to see a therapist to actually sit down with your husband and find a more lasting solution, because one video is not going to make an addiction go away, but I can give you tips to give you a head start. Now, I've categorized these levels of masturbation or sexual perversion or addiction in 3 categories. The first category is when your husband is excited by the female genitals, that is regular sex. You watch porn and you get excited and then you masturbate. That's one level. There's another level to this pornography where the person's fantasies has begun to expand. The person begins to think about threesome, foursome, and whatever sums there are. And there are some where the person begins to fantasize about anal sex. There are some where people begin to fantasize about pain associated with sex. So they want you to, flog them, beat them, tie them up. I know some of you have watched the 50 Shades of Grey, so I don't need to break all of that down to you. Now, let's start with the first level. The first level, which is where the man is still just excited about the female genitals. I think that is way more redeemable than the rest of the other levels. And I will tell you what to do. First of all, you need to have an honest conversation with your partner. You need to know to what extent has his fantasies grown. You need to deal with this as a regular conversation. Don't make it a big deal or the elephant in the room. Like you quite acknowledge in your mail, you said it's an addiction. And for someone to be addicted to anything, it means that they have lost the willpower to fight whatever it is that they are up against. It could be drugs, it could be sex, it could be alcohol, whatever that thing is, that substance or that situation has overpowered them. So they of their own accord don't have the strength to be able to overcome it, except they get extra support from somebody else who isn't dealing with the same struggle that they're dealing with. So in this case, I want you to first of all look at the situation from a different perspective and come from the place of empathy. If you're able to see this situation from the empathy lens, through the empathy lens, you will be more understanding and more supportive of your partner to help them fight this fight. This fight is not his fight, it is your fight, your team members. So anything that affects one team player, the whole team is affected. No one person plays a football game. No one person is able to score without the help of the other team players. So you need to see your marriage as such. So first things first, you need to change the perspective or the idea you have about this situation and look at him from the place of empathy so that you can be more supportive. Secondly, your friends that are telling you about trivializing it are not helping your relationship, so they are going to do more harm than good to you. I think that you need to have an honest conversation with your partner to ascertain to what extent his fantasies has gone, if you haven't already. If it's still at the level of the regular sex, getting excited about the genitals, then you need to redirect his fantasies to you. How do you do that? By making him think about you. Whenever he thinks about sex, it's you that occupies his mind. It starts from the flirting game. It starts from how well and how much effort you put into your sexual life. It could be some work. You're not going to be able to do that work alone. If he needs to masturbate, do it for him. Do it for him so that when he thinks about it, it's no longer a big deal. It's no longer something that he needs to hide. It will help him to be more open to you and more able to speak about his struggles or his challenges. When you say he feels sorry, it means that this addiction is there's a guilt associated with this addiction, and that is a good thing, because if he feels bad about it, it means that he doesn't really want this lifestyle and he wants to be better. When he's more open to you sexually, you are able to connect with him more. So have a lot of foreplay, have a lot of flirting, make yourself sexual, not just be the regular housewife and just sit around. Early morning sex, I promise you, they are the best. Then you can get him in the best of erections. He's ready, he's standing at attention, waiting for any call. He will feel you more when you are able to release yourself as well, and he can also release himself and talk about these fears without any without walking on eggshells, so to speak. So when he passes you, sometimes grab his butt, talk with him, kiss him, let his fantasies, sexual fantasies, be around you. Put an effort into looking good. It is very critical. It does something to a man's psyche. Get a lot of bomb shots, a lot of sexy outfits. Stay at home. It's not every time you would have sex, that's the truth. But having that excitement all around the house, it just does something to a man's psyche. And sex is very critical for a man because it's a stress reliever for them. So if you're not having good sex, from what you've said, sex is like a chore, so you don't feel interested about it. And if that is the case, you're probably not having sex as frequently as you should, and that will increase this urge, because your husband sounds to me like someone who is really sexually active, and he may be getting sex starved from you. So you need to be more open. I know that you're also psychologically affected by the whole thing. You also need to be talking to a therapist. I also think that you both need to sit down and also speak to a counselor, if you can find one around you, to help you guys go through this therapy. He's not going to be able to fight this alone. There's a 21 day rule. So he goes through the first cycle of 21 days without masturbation. You applaud him. Every week that he succeeds without it, you talk about it. Every week you have a review. Every week he goes without it, you applaud him. You do something nice. Let him know that he's appreciated. What you do by doing that is that you give him something to live up to, an expectation that helps him want to strive to be better. So you like a child, every time something happens, you give him a candy You know, that candy could be good sex, that candy could be a good outing, whatever that thing is, maybe a gift. Help him so to complete the 3 cycles, 21, 21, 21 days. By the last 21 days, he probably would have gained a level of mastery over this addiction. So, the other levels, which is the threesome, the anal sex, and all of that sex that is considered a perversion or abnormal, you want to speak to a therapist because you want to be able to ascertain. I think that's the first thing you want to know. How far and how deep are we talking about? Because your mail is on the surface. It doesn't give me a lot of depth to be able to delve into. But I think that you shouldn't trivialize this issue. Don't listen to your friends that tell you that it's not a big problem. The more his appetite expands and his desires expands, the more difficult it will be for you to be able to meet his sexual demands, and that will ultimately mean that he will begin to step out of the marriage. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I expect to read more mails from you, more messages. Feel free to send me an email, thetalkwithvanessa@gmail.com, and follow me on social media, Vanessa Willie J, that is my personal handle, or The Talk with Vanessa, also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll be looking forward to reading more emails from you. Until I come your way next week, I'm still your favorite lady. Keep loving, keep living, keep enjoying. Hasta la vista.